Herbivore. all. How are we doing? Thanks for joining. Is my music too loud or is it okay? Answers on a postcard. Sergeant Angharad is here. Angharad's Life. Hello everyone from my mam, Fudge and I. Angharad, is there any news on your emojis, do you know? I've still not heard back from YouTube, but if you've got no joy, I will hassle them tomorrow. I've got a bit of spare time. I will give them what for on your behalf. Wind Waker in the hizzy. Quoting De La Soul there, I think. General Codbod, good to see you. Michael Askew. Michael Jacksy. Aslan, hello my good people. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. How are you keeping? General Gosling is here. Toby Gosling. Lovely Angel Cooper. Lorraine Eady, of course. All the usual suspects. Aslan, Hench, is it bad to eat only vegan items at a non-vegan establishment? Yeah, so some people moan that you're funding, you know, people who are buying like animal products and whatever. And I mean, that's true. I don't really see a problem with it. I think if I had the choice, like I would rather give my money to a vegan business. But, you know, while, say, take McDonald's, like they've got a new veggie wrap thing, which is endorsed by the Vegetarian Society as being vegan. You know, now if some people in there buy that instead of like dead bodies, like, yeah, that's a good thing, isn't it? We want these things available, so we do want them to do well. I don't know how important it is whether vegans buy them or not, because probably the vast majority of people who are going to buy them are going to be non-vegan anyway. But a lot of people moan about this, and then they go and buy their groceries at the supermarket who, you know, put money into animal products. So, you know, they're just being a bunch of bellends, really, and they just like to moan. Aslan, I've set my mind, my family want to go to a steakhouse, and I'm not going to eat any meat, but would it be okay to eat pasta and chips there with them? Yes, yes it would. Lieutenant Dan! He's not heard me. He's here. Lorraine, has anyone been following Camp Beagle at MBR Acres Huntington? No. I do not look at such things because it ruins me. And then I'm no good to anyone. Sad day today. Process has been the camp over a month and today 2 vans with puppies under police escort were taken to a land. Police escort? Like, so why are they like... What are they, like mobsters now that like try to protect injustice? It sickens me. I just don't even like to hear about it. It just makes me mad. Big Spoon Bear, good evening to my fellow plant munchers. Hope you all had a wonderful day, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, my friend. Yeah, just do what you can, innit? Wind Waker, awesome Snickers recipe. Thank you. Oh, they're super delicious. Yeah, check out our new recipe video, guys. Fun size, healthy vegan Snickers bars. It's just dates, like sort of 2 ways. Cocoa powder, peanut butter, whole peanuts. That's it. Tastes delicious. Big Spoon Bear ordered myself some CBD products the other day from Honest Temp and eagerly awaiting the order to be processed. Nice. Did you use my code, or was it on the 8th where it was 70% off? I hope you got a good deal there. And yeah, I hope you enjoy that stuff at least half as much as I do. You'll be very happy. I've got 2 of them sitting on my desk right now. Who's blinking phoning me? Oh, a Sunny Boy. Looks like he's been making vegan foods. Catherine, your pre-stream music is very good at waking people up at their boring job. We like to be of service, and I'm sorry your job's boring. Bless ya. Big Spoon, found some of my tomatoes with ghost spot today. Whoa. I don't know what that is, but it sounds spooky. Very sad day, I've lost 8. Hopefully the rest will be okay. Good luck with your tomatoes. What is that? Some kind of a tomato disease? Big Spoon, Silly English weather. Next year I'm going to do a poly channel. Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh, the weather has been so bonkers, isn't it, lately? Hoping it's going to be nice for the camp out. Good old Eliza is here, as is Vegan Metalhead. Good to see you guys. Benny Green and the Hizzy, how you doing, bestie? Emmanuel, hi. What do you think about people who say that a plant-based diet didn't work for them? I wonder how they managed to like F up the most healthy diet in the planet and have it not work. I think like oftentimes it's going to be like their diets historically were horrible, so they didn't have healthy gut bacteria to process the fiber, so they had like gut issues where they should have just more slowly transitioned. Maybe they didn't eat enough calories, maybe they didn't eat healthy enough and get enough nutrients. Maybe it's just an excuse because they like the taste of dead bodies. It's one of the four. I would wager 99 times out of 100. Toby, me and the family are going to Nottingham next Thursday before camp out. Anyone else? Nice. No, we're just going up on the Friday. Lieutenant Dan's pleased that his rank's gone up. Oh, they work in comments but not in live stream. Right, that's good info to know. Right. Work in comments, not in live streams. Right, I shall really try my best to get in touch with them. Yeah, people talking about McDonald's and that. The only reason I ever go into McDonald's is to use their toilet, and they're lucky I even bother using the toilet. I keep thinking I'll just do it on the floor. I'm not even kidding. That just goes through my mind anytime I've done it. Magic Cal Welsh. How many grams of protein should I be consuming per day for maximum muscle growth? Been lifting for years. 180 pounds, can't believe I've been in a bit of a plateau. If you've been lifting for years, like maybe you've not got many more gains to make. If you've increased your strength like amazingly well, the first couple of years is your best gains. After 5 years, like you're really slow to recrawl. So if you've been lifting for more than 5 years and you've been lifting consecutively and consistently and hard and progressing, just gets difficult. If you're in a bit of a caloric surplus, 1.62 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day is found to be optimal for most, like possibly too much for some, but you certainly wouldn't need any more. If you're doing a recomp or, if you ever do a bit of a cut, then you need nearer 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day. So you actually need more doing a deficit or a kind of recomp. I think that's about all I've got to tell you, really. If you've not got too much stop on, you're already eating a slight caloric surplus. I don't know, about 100 calories or something. You can't really hope to progress probably much quicker than that after a point. Nicolau, hey Paul, what's up? Hope you're smashing it as usual. I am in a really good place, thank you, Nicolau. Yeah, things have been going very good. Hope you're doing well as well. Big Spoon, glad I'm sat down. Healthy Snickers do not make they're not a sentence to make. Yeah, I like that. I used your discount code and gave me an additional discount. Good. And yeah, so thank you. And I hope you enjoy that stuff as much as I do. You're in for a treat. Dan, how's Carl getting on with his journey? So my son, good. He's still eating the odd bit of animal products. It's kind of like he's a little bit unsure what to eat sometimes day to day, if he's if he's sort of caught out and about. So he said, can I come over and we'll sit down and actually write a plan? And he says if he's got a proper plan, he'll be able to stick to it because he's used to doing that. So that's the next step. I think he might be popping around Thursday night, I think he said. Hangout, we love the recipe video, so any guesses what I've asked Mum to make soon? Could it be vegan healthy Snickers bars? Enjoy, they're super healthy too, so that's great. Michael, Paul is the new Mr. T without gold jewelry, Mandika hairstyle. Never heard of that. Mandika. Doing the new Snickers, get some nuts advert. Yeah, I should have done that, shouldn't I? Evening, Robert, good to see you. Magic Sky. Also, what should I do to help my girlfriend go vegan? I think mostly like lead by example, and I mean you can share resources and things, you know, like documentaries, nutrition facts videos, YouTube videos, posts. You know, they're like the latest COVID study came out showing that vegans or plant-based eaters in general have about a 73% protection against having a moderate to severe case of COVID over, like, you know, normal sort of omnivorous eaters. Keto eaters have about a 4x chance of being really unwell. So there's some karma for you. So yeah, just sharing some facts. I mean, try not to beat people over the head with it, because you'll just pee them off, and then, you know, they're probably. Oftentimes, it has to come from someone else. That's the annoying thing. Big Spoon, Ghost Spot turns into grey mould. Yuck. It's because they've been really damp. One's a little close to. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Interesting. Benny Green, those Snickers look banging. They are amazing. They're so tasty. Great fuel. Yeah, I love them. Big Spoon, I guess remove the peanuts and you have a healthy vegan Mars bar. There's no kind of nougat sort of layer, unfortunately. So, yeah, that wouldn't quite be the same. Only underscore. I've been diagnosed with iron deficiency on a whole food plant-based diet. What should I do? My doctor prescribed me an iron supplement. Yeah, I'm a bit shocked. You know, whenever I've written a nutrition plan for it, even people on the lowest amount of calories, I'll show you. So a few years back, I did this plan for someone. This is basically like the least amount of calories I ever kind of prescribed anyone. So it's all whole foods. Well, there's a little bit of Alpro soya milk, but the rest is whole foods. Only 1,750 calories, so low calories. The iron, you can see here, was 366% of the RDA. There's plenty of vitamin C to help absorption. Where's Vit C? So that's at 674% of the RDA. Yeah, that's a bit unusual, really. I mean, I would just say, are you eating like plenty of greens and things? What did we have for iron here? Let's see. So in this particular diet, the most iron came from lentils, then it was tomatoes, oats, spinach, kidney beans, quinoa, sweet potatoes, kale, mushrooms, even berries. We had some mixed berries. That gave 11% of the RDA for iron. So I think there's a bit of an unusual one. It's not normally one. If someone's eating well of whole plant foods, that's not normally an issue. So, yeah, did you eat quite enough volume of the more iron-rich foods? Don't drink, I always forget, is it tea and coffee around iron? I think it might be tea. Is it the tannins in tea that block iron absorption? So that might be a thing. If you're drinking teas, maybe do that between meals rather than at meal times, because that would hinder. You don't want too much spinach, chard or beet greens, because these contain oxalates which bind with certain minerals. I think iron is probably one of those. So I would say just have one serving of chard, beet greens, spinach. Other high oxalate foods include rhubarb and carambola, you know, the star fruit. So I would say only have one serving of those a day, preferably cooked. That helps with oxalates. You ought to be all right. I mean, you can throw in a supplement as well, just to be sure. But yeah, you shouldn't usually need it. Are you training like particularly hard? I know people like endurance athletes have higher iron needs. And I hope that helps. I'm a 30-year-old male. Yeah, so your needs aren't terribly like elevated, are they? What is it? 11 milligrams of iron for a male? I forget now. Iron. Well, I don't know what the target is. It's not a whole lot though, is it? Hang on, I'll consult my Bible of vegan nutrition. This is also in our new course, guys. Complete nutrition charts by age and stage of life and all that. Iron, male, 30 years. Oh, it's just 8. So it's 11 if what to 18. 19 to 30 years old. Well, and older. Just 8 milligrams. So, yeah. Are you eating much in the way of produce, or are you... are you eating more like starches and fruits or something? It's a lot of leafy greens are particularly good. Lentils, as I say, tomatoes, some grains, but spinach, legumes, grains again. Yeah, that surprises me. But yeah, if you need to put in a supplement, then put in a supplement. Well, keep an eye though. If you suddenly go well over, I wouldn't have a heme iron supplement because that quickly becomes toxic and you can't block the absorption very well. All right, where's my music going? Boom. Federico in the hizzy. Angharad, how's Minecraft going? I honestly didn't get killed by a zombie today by chucking myself in a corner. Usually happens. So how is it going? I got some I got some obsidian. I've got a few more diamonds and I've made an enchanting table. I've got a few bookshelves, but I need a lot more. So I've started farming some sugar cane so I can grow loads of sugar cane and make loads of paper to make more books so I can enchant all my items. So that's the current project really. But yeah, it is easy for it to go. I was hating Minecraft when you're doing really well and you're mining along. All of a sudden you just drop down somewhere where you weren't expecting. And you're just in the middle of a load of mobs and you get, mobbed. It's hard. Zarelli, my brother has turned plant-based today. Let's give Zarelli's brother a round of applause. What was he eating before? Has he overtaken you? Because I know you're pescatarian, aren't you? What was he doing previously? Very good. And how are you doing, Zarelli? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining. Dan, lentils are chocker with iron and dark leafy greens are tea. Yeah, very true. Unknown error. How is my son getting on with the plant-based thing? He's mostly plant-based. He's still having the odd animal products from time to time because he's just a bit unsure how to go about things when he's like out and about. So what he said is he'd like to come over Thursday night and we're going to sit down and write him a proper plan. And he thinks that he'll be able to stick to it much better like that. So, so that's the next plan of action. Only I ate plenty of beans, greens and whole grains, so I was shocked as well. Yeah, that is really surprising. That is really surprising. I'm sorry to hear that you're having that. Are you eating a lot of oxalate-rich foods? Or are you having tea around like meal times? There are a couple of factors that can play into it. Federico, thoughts on textured vegetable protein? Because it's basically a superfood that no one talks about. I wouldn't call it a superfood. High in protein and minerals. Is it high in minerals? Let's have a little look-see. Delete. I mean, you lost the fibre for a start. I wouldn't call anything a superfood other than, there's no definition of a superfood. But to my money, it would be some kind of produce which is really low calories but really high in fibre. A whole range of different nutrients, antioxidants, phytochemicals, like polyphenols particularly. Textured vegetable protons. I can't spell vegetable, which is a bit sad, as I was a vegan nutritionist. Textured vegetable protein, 100 grams, 77. No. Oh, come on. Right, start again. textured tasted vegetable protein. Boom. 100 grams. Here we go. Oh wow, it does retain the mineral and some vitamins as well. Well, that surprises me. That's actually very good. Yeah, I'm a bit shocked in all honesty. Yeah, pretty decent. So I wouldn't call it a superfood, but I would say for someone like a bodybuilder who needs to get in more protein and they don't want to skimp on their micronutrients, it'd be a brilliant choice. I'm actually going to start adding in more TVP now. That I thank you to taught me something there. That's wow, I'm really impressed. That is a lot of minerals actually. I could see why some people might consider it like a sort of a superfood. As I said, there's no actual definition, so you can say that if you want to, really. Nice, thank you, Federico. You've taught me something there. Very good. Vegemite, my own is coming out to be 360%. Not in particularly well right now. Yeah. Louise J, loving the new background. Thank you. Simone's here as well. Good to see you. David, what do you think about mixing fruits with other foods? It's supposed to digest far. I think the whole concept of food combining and not mixing certain plant foods is complete horse manure and bro science. Dan, I have an itch to start playing Minecraft again. Yep, I love it. I didn't play it, I think, for probably, I don't know, for a lot of years. At least 7 years, and probably more. No, probably about 7 years. There were so many new things, so many new things in there. I was really, really impressed. Only underscore. My doctor told me iron intake and the iron intestinal to absorb are two different things. Seems like I don't absorb heme ions. Oh. Seems like you don't absorb... Oh, non-heme iron. Yeah, that's really interesting. Saban, are titanium non-stick frying pans good to cook with? I don't know. I've never really heard about them, in all honesty. If they're solid and not coated, that's like one thing. You don't want like coated pans because the coating tends to come off and tends to have nasties in it. So if they're solid, but I don't know if titanium's sort of non-toxic or what. I don't know, I'm afraid. That'd be interesting to find out. Zarelli, he was eating mostly meat. Wow, I've asked him to look where his food comes from. He reduces meat consumption once a week with the aim of going fully plant. Very good. Well done, Zarelli. Only I was drinking tea and coffee at meal times. That could be there. That apparently that's huge. Apparently that is a real problem. I don't know if it's coffee as well. It's definitely tea. It might be coffee as well. I forget, in all honesty. Yeah, I would cut that out. Have drinks between meals. That might be it. That might well be it. Angerad, that's a great plan with Minecraft. Found our first 3 pieces of gold today in the server. Nice. Arta is saying TVP is a go-to. Yeah, don't blame you. Benny, do you still get asked where do you get your protein? Yeah, if anyone don't know, say I was ever to go to a different gym, our guys have a vegan tea on, and I will guarantee virtually every time, probably at least 9 times out of 10, one person at least will come up to me and say, are you really vegan? And the next thing out of their mouth is, where do you get your protein? The first time someone said it, I really laughed. And then he just stood there looking at me and I thought, oh yeah, not everyone is doing it ironically. So yeah, it's quite funny. Saban, what do you do in Minecraft? You basically mine things to craft with, and then you take those things and you craft things to mine with. Ad nauseum. It's great though. It's really great. It's sort of like a sort of survival thing, but it turns into a sort of big old building thing once you've got loads of resources. And check it out online. It's a lot of fun. Is it the world's best ever selling game? Have I got that right, or am I confused? Someone telling me. Toby, Happy World Lion Day, everyone. Oh, wow. Sverige must be having a party today. It was UK National CBD Day 2 days ago. There's a day for everything now. Mert, is salt really that bad? Yes, or it depends. I just can't eat veggies without it. So, the biggest killer of UK residents now is actually Alzheimer's disease. It's overtaken heart disease. The biggest dietary contributor to Alzheimer's disease is salt intake. It raises your risk for certain cancers like stomach cancer. It blunts your expression of superoxide dismutase, which is a powerful antioxidant, at the very time when you want that high, basically when particles of food are in your bloodstream and you've got oxidative stress taking place inside the, what are they called? Inside the endothelial walls. Raises your blood pressure, which is one of the very top indicators of life expectancy. You don't really want to be adding salt to your food by and large. You need a certain amount of sodium, but if you're eating a healthy diet of lots of produce, particularly leafy greens, things like celery are particularly good. You probably get most of the sodium you need from that. So I would say to learn to back off the salt, and your taste buds will soon adjust. It won't take long, and then you'll prefer it actually without, believe it or not. Sebastian in the hizzy, good to see you, my friend. How are you keeping? Sebastian, do you use non-stick? Yes, always non-stick because we don't use oil. Race lever in the hizzy. Arte. So this is Minecraft. 238 million copies sold. GTA 5 in second place, just 150. Wow, that's a bit of a difference, isn't it? Very good. I better just have a bit of protein. So I'll get one more protein shake in me before bed. Simone, Paul, what are your thoughts on MSG? Horrible. Don't have it. Keep seeing it in lots of Asian recipes online. Doesn't sound like it's that good. No, it is really horrible. If I ever have had that in the past, I've gotten a terrible headache and like gut issues, like gut ache. Yeah, it's not good stuff. Nelly, good to see you. Federico, have you ever smoked weed? I have, but that was kind of child's play compared to most of the naughty things I've done, which I don't recommend anyone do. Saban, which non-stick pan do you use and do you recommend it? We've actually, although I say don't use coated pans, we've actually got coated ceramic and they're scratched to all hell, so we'd have been swallowing a lot of heavy metals. Just didn't have a lot of spare money for a while, but maybe that's the next thing we should purchase is some good solid non-stick pans. Sebastian, I work on GTA 5. I work at Rockstar Games. Is that true? Is that true, Sebastian? That's very cool. Nelly, Hench, do you have to train to failure as a beginner? No, you don't even have to train to failure as an advanced athlete. One of the best natural bodybuilders I know says he always keeps 1 or 2 reps in the tank and he goes like really high volume. I prefer to really push it. I don't know. It's like a mental thing with me. I think it produces like mental toughness to really push through it. A lot of lifts, if you've not got a training partner, you're not going to be able to train close to failure because if you fail and the bar then crushes your neck, like you could die if you're doing a bench press, for instance. So, no, you don't have to train to failure. You need to push it though. You need to push it. It's no good like doing what's comfortable and just keep repeating that because there's no stress. There's no reason for your body to have to adapt. So you do have to train hard, but not necessarily to failure. No. Michael Jackson, Tefal is the best non-stick pans available. It's not. It's Tefal is a coating and it chips off and gives you like heavy metal toxicity. Although they did advertise it as the best. You really want solid pans. Fionn, I've fallen off track with my diet and feel so gross and lethargic. Yeah, that'll do that to you. I've just been binging out. Do you have any tips to get back on track? I feel like I lost all my hard work. So, yeah, just get back on track. Make sure that you eat enough food so you don't get hungry between meals. Make sure that you prepare. To fail to prepare is to prepare to fail. So like batch cook loads of food, have it in your fridge or freezer ready for the week. And just do it, get on with it. And if you don't get hungry between meals, you won't be tempted by a load of old crap. And do you need a PT when first starting out? It's ideal because you need to learn safe lifting technique. You know, you need to know how to program, or at least get a plan off someone, like a good plan. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, even if it's just for a couple of sessions. It's like a sort of cheat code. Any new endeavour, if you hire a professional, at least for a short time, you know, you're gonna make so much more progress, so much more quickly, and you're much less likely to hurt yourself. You know, and you do not want to hurt yourself in the gym, particularly if you're deadlifting or something like that. It can F your life up. Like, you can never be the same again, potentially. Nelly, can you build muscles by just using your resistance bands? You can. They're far from optimal. I mean, you don't really know. You know, because every time you use them, like, they're just not so obviously sort of, what am I trying to say? With a barbell, say I've got 100 kilos on there. Next week I can put 100.5 kilos, and then I can do 101 kilos, and I've got a lovely linear progression. With a band, like, how far away are you standing from the anchor point, or like how far are you stretching it? And it's just... It's harder to be scientific with, and then it sort of only gets hard like towards the end of the thing. It's all right, like it's okay in a pinch. I think it's far from optimal. However, it's not something I'd like to do regularly. If I had nothing else available, then yeah, I would just use it while I had nothing better. But I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, like, by and large. Connor, Paul, you are my favourite teacher. Oh, you're my absolute favourite. What did I think you'd said teacher there? Oh, and you're my absolute favourite too for saying that. Thank you, Connor. Jack the Gamer in the hizzy. Today I found that almonds are much easier than sunflower seeds to get down and enjoy. They are nice. Although sunflower seeds do have more vitamin E, which is the main reason I eat those two thingamies. Fionn, opinion on Eric the Electric food challenges. I've got no idea who that is. How long have you been into training? 32 years. Started in martial arts, specifically karate, and then a little bit of weights at home, and then sort of into bodybuilding, and then into a few other martial arts as well. More recently, I'm enjoying hill sprints on my bicycle. There's some good cardio. Lieutenant Mayon in the hizzy. Nice to see you. Fionn, have you ever done a bodybuilding competition? No, I thought about it. I don't know. I keep toying with the idea of making my debut at the age of 50, which is in just over 2 years. I'm too lazy to put much time into learning how to pose, however. So, yeah, I don't know that it's ever going to happen, really. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. Almonds still have a ton. They certainly do. Yeah, I mix them up. I have a bit of both, personally. Michael, been into training and then beans after training. I'm confused, but it doesn't take a lot, to be fair. Oh, anyone who's coming to camp out, I mean, the cheese does have coconut oil in, so you know, just be warned. But One Planet Pizza, I'm doing a hangout with One Planet Pizza where I'm serving the pizzas. It's like get a pizza and a photo with Hench, and yeah, they're doing half-price pizzas for an hour while I'm there. And then I thought we'll do the meet-up. We'll tie it in with that so we can all do a group photo and whatever. So, yeah, half-price pizzas, should you wish for them. Morpheus Christos, very generous with the $2 super chats. You're always very kind to me. I really appreciate you. Would you agree that life can't exist without love? Real spiritual-minded people, you know, sometimes people who have done psychedelics or had transcendental moments through meditation or whatever, like esoteric practices, some people say that all there is love, everything else is illusion. So if that's right, you would have to say yes, emphatically yes. I think it's likely a thing. But one of my friends who I really trust, he clinically died and his consciousness carried on. He saw his body on the operating table, and everyone's running around frantically trying to bring him back. And he said, like, all he could feel was like pure love, like bliss. He said, I felt the presence of my mum and dad. And then they put the paddles on him, and then he just snapped back into his body. And he just said, Paul, if that was death, like, it's lovely that there's nothing to fear. It's all love. So, yeah, interesting stuff. People have interesting times of it with psychedelic experiences as well, don't they? Yeah, interesting. Fionn, are you tracking macros? It's kind of. I basically eat a certain amount of legumes, a certain amount of whole grains, a certain amount of like nuts, seeds, and avo. I don't know what my macros are, but they're on average they're going to be about the same every day. If I had to guess, I would say maybe 25% protein, maybe the same fat, and maybe 50 carbohydrate. I mean, it might be quite different from that. That's just like a guess off the top of my head. I should have a look at it one day, really. Jack, what are the muscles included in pull day and what are in push day? Whole body or upper body? I'm going to think you're probably talking about upper body. So pull is the lats, you know, the big muscles of the back. It's the traps, the kite-shaped muscles like on top of them. It's the rear delts at the back of the shoulders. It's biceps, it's forearms. Sometimes people might put a bit of core in there. If you're going to do some kind of ab or TVA work, that would be the day to do it at the end, so you don't pre-exhaust yourself, so you can't do your pull downs and things. Push will be chest, front and side delts. So your shoulders is actually split over the 2 days, front and side on the push day, rear delts on the pull day. Triceps, of course, so any kind of extensions with the arms. Yeah, that's about it. Some people, particularly females, may split the legs into sort of push and pull, or they might call it like quad dominant and then ham and glute dominant. Calves, I suppose I would tend to put them in on the quads day if you're doing that. Jack, are plant milks healthy or is it considered free sugar like juices? Only if it's got added sugar. If you just get like, I don't know, soya beans and whiz them up with a bit of water and then strain the water. Yeah, it's just beany water. So it depends what additives they put in, basically. So you may be best to make your own. If you're making your own, you can make some easy, say, like almond milk. Couple of tablespoons of almond butter in like about a pint of water. Put a medjool date in there, whiz that up. Pretty nice. Saban, I did magic truffles in Amsterdam. It's still legal. Changed my life. Tell us if you don't mind, if you want to. Let us know how that went down. I'm very interested. Actually made me question why I ate meat and turned me vegan soon after. Yeah, very good. One of my friends said that he, on an ayahuasca trip, he was in God's workshop seeing like animal, like embryos being put together and stuff. Like on a sort of conveyor belt type thing. Race, ham dominant isn't vegan. Don't! Oh, God. Messed up. Zarelli, can you recommend any healthy baked bean options? So, yeah, I have made my own before. So you get your haricot beans, not haricot beans, as some people pronounce them. Yeah, some tomatoes, you know, maybe a bit of paprika or something. I like to put Italian herbs in. Yeah, just whiz up the tomatoes and yeah, just cook that through. Yeah, very tasty. Scott, I've returned again from the other day when I asked about going vegan plant-based. So I have a question about whether I should work my way to vegan solid or just switch overnight. Thanks in advance. You're very welcome, my friend. Thanks for rejoining. So from a gut microbiome perspective, you know, if you were eating like a lot of animal products and maybe quite a bit of processed junk, and say you wanted to eat a healthy vegan diet with all whole foods, you could have a bad time of it because you've not got enough good bacteria to process all the fibre. So there is some argument for, you know, week one, take out a bit of your animal products, processed junk, put in a bit more legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, and spend a few short weeks changing over. But you don't need to. You could switch the animal products out immediately for vegan versions of that, which oftentimes can be as unhealthy. Sometimes they're not as unhealthy. They're certainly not as healthy as the whole foods, which they like displace, which would be like your beans and things. But yeah, if you're thinking that you don't want to keep hurting animals, you could. There's no reason not to swap the animal products straight out for some sort of more processed vegan meat type things. There's one little thing which may possibly be a thing. It may not even be a thing, but there's just a sort of consideration that possibly we and other animals make sort of meat-based nutrients like creatine, carnitine, carnosine, and when we're eating exogenous versions of that in animal flesh, our own genes shut down the production of it. So we're not making them. So if you suddenly cut that out, there could be like a few weeks where your body doesn't recognise that and it hasn't caught up yet. And you could feel like a bit naff, like a bit off for a few days, potentially. Not necessarily, but that has just been postulated as a potential thing. So some people recommend, you know, going fairly slowly-ish with the animal products. I don't like to say that because I don't want to think of animals, you know, being harmed. But then again, if you're going to do that and it goes wrong and then you think, oh, a vegan diet don't work, maybe it's sort of better from that perspective. So, yeah, there's sort of a couple of ways to look at it, really. But me personally, I went 100% whole foods plant-based straight off the bat. Had a bit of gut issues for a while, a bit of like bloating and gas. But it didn't take that long to subside. It wasn't enough to put me off. And I just didn't want to eat animals anymore. Particularly, I didn't want to be eating fat, trans fats, and cholesterol, the things that kill like 3/4 of us. So yeah, you can do it overnight. You certainly can. Yeah, I hope that helps. And thanks for joining us again, Scott. I hope you're doing well. Saban, it was amazing. I was walking the streets of Amsterdam around Christmas time after dark out. Got lost looking at the display windows and reflection of the lights and the canals are amazing. Yeah, Christmas street lights are great too. Yeah, everything's amazing, isn't it? With psychedelics, you could just sit and look at the most inane thing that normally you wouldn't look twice at, and just think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. I know there's like potential like negatives, and we do need to be careful. But it's been doing so much good for so many people. Like 40 major institutes around the world now studying it in therapeutic settings. I think Harvard, is it Harvard? No, Johns Hopkins, I think, has just been granted $90 million to carry on their research. So, Yeah, it's exciting times. Evening, Starmanas. How you doing, Private? Scott, thank you. I already eat a lot of whole foods, especially fruit and veg. Nice. Obviously, at the moment, there's also animal products, which I want to stop. Good for you, my friend. And now, what's driving that? Is it ethics? Is it environment? Is it health? Is it a bit of all of the above? What's motivating you? I think they're the usual motivators. As I said, my friend was using the plant medicine ayahuasca, and he thought better of eating animals when he saw like God's workshop and how they were being put together. One of my friends is meant to be quite gifted, like a medium, and she claims that she was standing there waiting to cross the road once, and then she got an overwhelming like feeling of dread and despair, and then the slaughterhouse truck came past. That was it. She went vegan off the back of that, like kind of feeling what the animals were feeling. So that was a bit of a unique one. And the other unique one was my friend Corinne Sutton, who was a US Marine. He was in Iraq, and he saw some very bad things that humans can do to each other in those circumstances. And that turned him vegan. He just saw how vulgar like violence is, and he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And I thought that was beautiful. He's a good guy. Race. It feels like it's a good time to remind Hench to start saving up for my Christmas gift. Duly noted. Saban, if I talk about truffles too much, people think I'm crazy. Any others who've tried psychedelics understand me. I want to try DMT, but I'm scared. Yeah. I think that's going to be my next... I feel like I'm done for a while with mushrooms and LSD. It's such a long time... you know, you're using up so much of your time, and then oftentimes the next day I don't feel great, I've got a headache and I'm like low energy. I mean, you get amazing stuff from it, but I feel, and I've been really upping the amount. I've been taking what they call like godly doses, because I just really want to have a kind of out of body, real spiritual experience where perhaps you meet entities, if that's to be believed, and I have nowhere near had any sort of ego dissolution type. It's just all been very much in my body and knowing that I'm just tripping and whatever. So yeah, I feel like I don't want to do even bigger like doses. So yeah, I'm thinking that to try the DMT again. I did it a while back, but I was so scared of it because I hadn't tripped, and because I don't smoke, I found it hard to get enough in my lungs and to hold it in. But I think now that I really want to have the experience and I'm not so scared of it anymore, I think I'll be a lot braver. So I think I'm not in a rush to do psychedelics again. I'm in no sort of rush at all. I've got a lot off of it. But the next time I do it, I think it will be DMT. And yeah, hoping to meet some entities and just learn some crazy stuff that you can't hold on to and bring back with you, unfortunately. Jack, I'm only vegan for the animals, but my body feels sick when I'm not eating whole foods, so by extension now I'm healthier eating. Good for you. Starmanas, I'm doing pretty well. Been neglecting to take my supplements daily, it seems. I just can't form a habit almost. How are you doing, Hench? I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, we're really pleased with how the course is selling, so we're not concerned about finances now. And we're just in a real creation mode and just making great progress sort of spiritually and in terms of business. There's exciting developments for our new business, which is coming up in the future. I would say to you, Starmanas, have you got what do you call it? What do you call iPhones and Androids? What is the phrase? What type of phone are they? Forget the word. Anyway, if you got like an iPhone or whatever, I would invite you to set a reminder first thing in the morning and just do it religiously. Get into the habit. Smartphones. Thank you, Race. I'm not very smart today. It's because I don't know me. Scott, at first it was health, but the ethics side of it is a great bonus. I have so many questions regarding the ethics side. Well, ask away if you wish to. Not that I'm the best at ethics. The only thing I really say about ethics is, like, why cause immense mental and physical suffering, like, if you don't have to? That's really my sort of, the main thing I kind of consider, really. Right, I usually feel great the next day, is what I'd say if I knew about this stuff you're talking about. I did used to feel great when I was taking more normal amounts that mere mortals will take, but yeah. Saban, I want to try psychedelics trip under the Northern Lights. Yeah, that'd be beautiful. I agree, trips take a lot of me. Once or twice a year is good for me. Yeah, I've been really like overdoing it. Wind Waker, where can one get DMT? I have no idea. It's an illegal drug, and as such, I would not know about such things. And I certainly, if I did, wouldn't be talking about them on a live stream, particularly where Sverige could be recording me and sending that into the police. Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, despite what I just said, never do drugs. Yeah, we might be better off switching to dumb phones. You're probably right. Scott, I have pets currently. What are vegans' views on pets? Number one, I don't like to call them pets anymore. That sort of denotes that, oh, they're doing something for me. So I like to call them companion animals. It's no different, but it just makes me feel better. I think the more vegan you are, the less pet orientated, the more hard. This is not true for all vegans by any means, but it's been my experience that the longer I've been vegan, the more difficult I find the whole concept. Particularly if your pets are natural carnivores. I mean, the good thing is, if you look at vegan cat food, I did a video, the latest study, biggest of its kind, actually showed, if anything, that a complete vegan cat food is actually healthier than standard cat food. There was like about 5 ways in which it benefited in terms of obesity risk, liver disease, kidney disease, like a couple of other things. If you look at the available science, the science either said no difference between standard and complete vegan cat food, or I think about half of them showed like benefit again, like this biggest ever recent study. So this guy, I think his name is Andrew Knight, I might have that wrong now, check out my video, but he's the sort of animal welfare sort of science geek at the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons. He says like not one study to date has shown detriment to a complete vegan cat food. So at this point, there is no reason not to do it. And in fact, if anything, it's likely to be healthier. So yeah, that's pretty blinking good. Dogs wise, I mean, dogs more easily take to veganism, well, plant-basedism. And until recent years, the longest lived dog on record was a vegan border collie bitch named Brambles. And she's got a book about her called Brambles, the dog who wanted to live forever, by her owner Anne Heritage. And it outlines her whole foods vegan diet, all the recipes that she used to make for her. So, and that's in the Guinness Book of Records. So, pretty interesting. Yeah, Adopt Don't Shop is definitely a great idea. Save, don't enslave. Yeah, I like that. Scott, have a dog and some leopard geckos. Geckos must eat insects. Yep. That gets tough as a vegan. But do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just a shame if people think, oh, I can't be fully like plant-based in every aspect, so I won't bother. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's about doing the best we can, you know, with our current circumstances. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but at least the insects don't feel pain. And of course, the animals we do eat definitely do feel pain. So, you know, it's a huge step in the right direction. And it is, you know, it's about doing your best. Of course, ideally, you know. The thing is, like, you know, if we knew we were going to be vegan in the future, we wouldn't have got them in the first place, would we? And then like that wouldn't. Hindsight's a great thing. Starman having exotic animals as pets is not really vegan, in my opinion. Is it vegan to have any animals as pets potentially? Like, I just don't know about it. I just don't know about fish. You have to have in a tiny little tank. Cats and dogs. I mean, they seem happy, but like, I heard someone once. A lot of people get upset when I say this, but I'm not saying that I believe this, and I don't care really. But some people say, like, do dogs acquire Stockholm syndrome? Like, you know, where you have to the concept of when you're held hostage, you can actually get an attachment with the captor because you're relying on them, and you actually come to sort of like them. And you know, is it almost that dogs get Stockholm syndrome because they rely on us for food and for exercise, and that's why they love us so much? I think there's a bit more to it than that. But you know, why do we get pets? You know, by and large, the vast majority of people, the main reason, if we're honest, is because like we want to enjoy them in our life. We want them to make our lives better. I think it's a lot nicer if, you know, particularly if we are adopting animals that would have had a worse life, and we're thinking, what can I do for this animal? How can I make this animal have a better life? Have I got land for him? Can he have companions like when I'm not around? Have I got like the right environment? Can I supply him with the right, you know, foods? And you know, I think, you know, that sits a lot better. But yeah, like pedigree animals, like buying from breeders and things, like I don't see that as vegan. And then there's a whole thing of like horses, isn't there? I mean, I can't really speak on it because I've never had a relationship with a horse, not like that. And of course, I guess they become domesticated and they learn to possibly enjoy riding with their owner. See, that I have trouble with that. You know, would they be happier, you know, free on the, you know, if you release them into the wild somewhere? I mean, I guess they want friends though, so maybe it wouldn't really work out. But, you know, like our cat, for instance, like we lock her in like most of the day. So basically we're her jailers. She's stuck in our house. We don't want her to go outside and get run over. She goes in the back garden, which has got high walls, and she's quite safe there. But only in the summertime. And yeah, what right have I got really to keep her locked up like nearly 24/7? Like, it kind of makes me uncomfortable, if I'm honest. Makes me uncomfortable. I find now one day after I went vegan, I'd been vegan for about 5 years or so, and one day I was walking down the street and I saw a dog on a lead, and then I saw that the dog had, you know, a restraint around their neck. The owner's like pulling them by the neck, and I thought, whoa, like, why is that all right? How would we like that? And why have I not noticed that before? Like, I used to just think, oh, that dog's having a lovely walk. And now I think that dog's restrained and, like, you know, being pulled along by the neck, and, like, it doesn't sit well. I mean, I know it's kind of a necessary sort of, I don't know if it's an evil. I don't suppose most people mean harm to their companions, do they? But I just find it weird. And I just think, do they really want this life? Or, I mean, I suppose they just don't know any better. But then, is that very kind? And is it best just to let animals be and just enjoy them when we ever happen to bump into them, like in the wild? Or I just don't know. And I hope I've not made anyone feel bad who has pets. And we have a pet, and you know, I'm not saying that it's bad or wrong. I'm just saying that the more vegan I am for the longer, the more uncomfortable I feel with the whole idea, really. And I just worry that, are they having like the best life? And you know, are we doing it more for us or for them? And certainly most people, I'd say, you know, it's for us, isn't it? What do you guys think? Am I just talking a load of old tosh, and do you hate me now? I hope not. I certainly didn't mean anything by all that. Just some random jumbled thoughts out of my noggin. Yeah, I'm with you, Scott. People have mostly forgotten you can befriend wild animals. We keep taking peanuts to the local park to give to the squirrels. Well, I started, yes. Yeah, it's all your fault, Scott. How dare you come round there, kicking off, causing problems. Robert, Cowboy has the best hand. Thank you. We try our best. I mean, we've got toys for her. We feed her occasionally, not as much as she'd like. You know, we give her a lot of love and attention. You know, but overnight, like, we shut her away in the living room because she'll just run over our heads in the night time and we can't sleep. And then I think, well, there's 8 hours when she's on her own in the dark. Is she happy? Like, sad. But thank you. Listen to Death Metal. Hi, Paul. I've been plant-based for nearly 4 years. Nice. But can't seem to digest beans at all except peanuts and soy. Any advice? That's odd. I mean, obviously soy is a sort of standard bean. So if you can digest that, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to digest others. Have you tried just eating smaller amounts and slowly building up over time? That can often be a huge help. Sorry, Richard. Yeah, YouTube is horrible at live streams. Basically, guys, as often as I can, which is going to be most nights, I'm going to be on here at 7 p.m. pretty much every night. So just set a reminder on your phone, on your smartphone, 7 p.m. Hench Herbivore live stream. 99 times out of 100, I will be on here ready for you. Melita, I agree about the dogs too. That's why I have 2 cats, because they go out whenever they want. Yeah, if they want to leave and never come back, it's their choice. Yeah, and sometimes they do that, don't they, as well? Do you know you can't legally, in the UK anyway, own a cat? Because they just do what they want. Scott, how do you deal with family and friends that are not vegan? I just don't bother with them. No. I don't know. I mean, none of my family are vegan. All my friends are vegan now because I don't know, just drifted away from non-vegan ones over time. It wasn't a purposeful thing, but you just lose that connection, I think. How do I deal? I think the main thing is not to bash people over the head with it and get angry when they don't go vegan straight away. I think that's the main way we go wrong and lose friends and family. Yeah. Any like specifics, like any sort of examples where you're kind of thinking about, like, is it meal times and things like that? And what sort of problems do you foresee? And maybe I can help a bit further. Boom. Listen to death metal. Thanks. Or try reducing the amount I use. Maybe the FODMAP or lectins are not agreeing with me temporarily, so gluten is a bit no. Yeah, try an elimination diet. Try the different FODMAPs. I wouldn't worry about lectins. The ones in beans are destroyed by cooking. The bad ones. There are some healthy ones which are actually very healthful. I think the whole thing about being scared of lectins is a lot of bro science, mostly due to that. What is his name? Gundry, whatever his name is, that doctor. But yeah, the FODMAPs might be interesting. Ideally, you don't want to keep FODMAPs out long term because they are some of the healthiest things to actually put in your body because they feed the good gut microbes. But you could try like temporarily taking some out, and then maybe like after a while just slowly easing them back in and seeing if that works. That may be a very good idea. Scott, I feel they would question my decision and tell me I'll be unhealthy tonight. So it's really being educated. So just really learn all the aspects of nutrition, of animal rights and environment. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Like every serious health authority in the world says, like a well-planned vegan diet is ideal for anyone at any stage of life and may confer health benefits. So no respected health authority is saying you can't be vegan. None of them. And in fact, like a whole foods plant-based diet has got exponentially more nutrients than any animal products. Many times, well, meat on average has got 1/16 the amount of nutrients found in vegetables, for instance. Plant foods on average have 64 times the antioxidants of animal foods. Some, like berries, can be like thousands of times more antioxidant rich. And the main killers of humans, you know, Alzheimer's, heart disease, cancers, diabetes, are driven by eating animal products and processed junk. So, I mean, you can eat an unhealthy vegan diet. I mean, vegan just means that you're not eating animals. It doesn't tell me what you are eating. So you can eat a completely horrible vegan diet and have just as bad health outcome as someone who eats animals. Or you can eat a whole foods vegan diet and prevent probably 75% of the death that you know from these unhealthy foods. About 3/4 of the reason people die in the West is what we do and don't put in our mouths, apparently. So you know it's that big. It's flipping huge. You know, the animal products, the refined sugar, the oils you put in, not only have they got negatives, but you're displacing the legumes, the whole grains, the fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, which are very nutrient dense and are protective. So yeah, just the more you can go towards whole plant foods, the longer, happier and healthier that you most likely live. It's just key. It's really key. You know, and if they come up with a thing, oh, you won't get enough protein or whatever, you know, nutritionfacts.org, they have videos on every single topic. You can just send them a video. It'll be like a 5 or 10 minute video, really succinct layman's terms with citations to studies proving what they're saying. So, yeah, that's very good. And just over time, they'll see you thriving. They'll be asking you, oh, like, how come you're looking so well these days? And then they'll want some of that. Sebastian, I always have a hard time not getting passionate about veganism when trying to have a conversation with someone to tell myself to slow down and calm down. I was very much like that in the beginning. I think that's normal. What you just learn over time is like it's not helping, and then you can kind of take your ego out of it a little bit more. Not that you're being egoic, but I don't know. It's easy to get frustrated, isn't it? And or to just be so passionate that you're just throwing loads of facts and figures, and it's too much. Like you overwhelm people. It is easy done. Sebastian, got into it with my girlfriend the other day about animals. Oh, here for us to eat. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. It's hard, isn't it, when people say stuff like that, particularly people who otherwise are really like loving and kind. Scott, I like to think they would respect and support me in my decisions. You know, this is it. If you're in a normal, like, well-functioning family and you've got good friends, and we don't judge people who are not like yet vegan, you know, there's no reason why, you know, it shouldn't work out, and you can just have civil discussions, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. Malika, how did your son get on with the vegan food shop you did? Did he enjoy the food? He's still buying the plant-based stuff. So yeah, he's been plowing through that. He has had that odd bit of animal products, but by and large, like plant-based. He just says he's struggling to know what to eat often day to day if he's like out and about sort of thing. And so he's going to come around in a couple of nights. He says, like, if we put him a plan together, that he'll then be able to stick to it and know what he's doing. So he just needs a little bit more direction at the beginning, I think. But I'm sure he will take to it. He said that when he eats the plant-based food, he feels so much better. So he's feeling the benefits straight away. So he's pretty excited about it, actually. Especially, I need to new girlfriend, April. Maybe. Bless. Right, we've done over an hour, haven't we? Yeah, it's a little quiet. I might sign off now. Just read Scott's last one. I mean, I have kids and starting so I might be alone soldier in my house. You may well be to start with, but I think as you thrive, you know, and you see the benefits and maybe you share some resources, people soon jump on board. And kids are really quick to take things on oftentimes when they see their parents do it. So yeah, good luck. Let us know how you get on. I hope you come back again. Thank moderators for keeping us troll free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beat on my toes, the wolves from the door and the cameras rolling. Download my free vegan nutrition e-guide. It's a complete overview of everything you need to know to not F up as a plant-based eater. Become one of them ex-vegans. So link below for that, completely free. And then if you enjoy that, if you want to do a real deep dive, if you want to learn all the things, check out our new online course. 20 years of combined knowledge and experience from me and Gemma. Just anything and everything. We've tried to make it exhaustive, so it's all the stuff you could ever hope to need to know. Loads of recipes as well. Our cookbooks are in there. Yeah, so you can check that out. Oh, and our cookbooks are buy one, get one half price at the minute as well. So 3 links below for all that guff. Love you very much, guys. Oh, and check out my new video on YouTube. Healthy vegan fun-sized Snickers bars. They're delicious and they are healthy. You won't believe they're healthy when you taste them, though. All right, guys. Set a reminder on your phone, 7 p.m. tomorrow. I'll see you back here. Love you lots. Have an awesome rest of your day. See you soon, guys.